podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
MVT-PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Star Trek Discovery, Season 3, Episode 12, There is a Tide. And it's a Jonathan Frakes episode. And there's parts of this I really like. I love the Admiral. Probably my favorite part of the whole episode.
Yeah, the Admiral's really growing on me.
He's
now.
a super cool guy.
He reminds me what Starfleet should be.
And as what we were thinking, we're like, yeah, you're talking a lot, but there's some, we have to get down to the brass tacks at the bottom of this, and I don't think you're willing to make that step.
Yeah, and he goes, and he knew he had to put it to ultimate test. We really believe you have to do this one thing that he knew that person wasn't going to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I do like Stamets because in this episode, because he wants to save his husband, he wants to save Adira, and he kind of sees Adira as a daughter, or a family member, a kid, because he does mention it, like, oh, I have a child too. I thought, oh, that's super cute. But then there's the crew, Tilly and the others.
That was probably the weakest part of the
super
episode.
weak.
It was super weak.
Booker, the guy who plays Booker, does an amazing job. He's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the other ones. The other ladies on the thing, Detmer and them, they just... I don't know them.
Also, the problem is they're so one-dimensional. They don't have depth.
Yeah,
they really don't.
Like the Asian guy, I don't even know what...
I barely learned Denver's name, and how long did that take?
Because they kind of gave her a special thing with her memories. She was having that PTSD that never came up ever again.
No.
I learned her name, but I still don't know the other people.
I have no idea the bridge. It's amazing. 3 years into a Star Trek series, I don't know the bridge.
The main bridge crew.
I know that after like 5 episodes of every other show.
So we'll just jump right into it. We pick up right where we left off, and they have the Discovery, and they're doing the same thing the Mandalorian did. Remember? Oh, we're gonna pretend we're being attacked, and they're gonna let us in.
No,
They did the same exact thing.
I know.
that these two things they were being made at the same exact time, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
for some reason, when Star Wars does it, doesn't bother me as much.
because it's a very Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
This isn't a Trek thing. So they're being attacked. Oh, do we let them in? Do we not? So that's like their trick to get into the Starfleet headquarters. So Stamets is under control because they had put guess they have mind control things. That's nice to know that they have that. Okay.
Yeah, especially come from the Emerald Chain. That's a real comforting feeling.
And I just love the fact that the Discovery can spore jump with another ship as long as you're connected with tentacles.
And how come they never used this before? Like you said, how come they weren't doing it with other fighter ships, and the more ships, the better? Make a long chain. Maybe make it 3-4 ships. Maybe how far can it go? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense. We didn't know this.
It could ferry another ship.
Yeah.
Whatever. So then that's going to be their plan. So they're waiting for they're waiting for them to like open up. But of course, our Admiral, he's thinking this is weird. How come we didn't sense them? How come they're not sending out a distress signal? Why aren't they doing a lot of things that the Discovery should be doing? Oh, they can't send out anything. Their comms are messed up. But he's thinking, I'm not liking this.
Yeah.
I'm not liking this one bit. Then there was a funny little scene where
it's so
they
unnecessary.
walk to like an area, then it like transports them to the second level. It's like you couldn't walk up some stairs, or there wasn't like
a turbo lift.
No, there's just literally. But what that goes down? How do you get up there?
I know.
I'm assuming there's like a ladder or something, but okay.
Well, what an unnecessary thing, and then also what a waste of spending on special effects. You know what I mean? You have to spend the special effects on that.
So then they're still waiting on them. Okay, they captured everyone. They're being held captive, and there's one part of the computer they can't get. It just has old human entertainment. So it has like all those black and white movies.
So that's obviously the sentient being.
So like I was saying this the whole time, if this sphere data it's in the ship everywhere. Why did it allow itself to get taken over? Why couldn't it have set up some crazy algorithm thing that where they could never even hack it down in a million years?
That's just so
Why
weird.
isn't it helping?
I don't know.
We see it at the end of the episode, but like in an obtuse kind of way. Why wasn't it like doing something right now?
And the thing is, apparently this woman knows everything, but she doesn't know about the sphere data. She knows everything else.
She knows exactly.
Apparently.
Yeah, she knows exactly how the spore drive works. Like, when did that ever? Because remember I brought up, maybe they looked into that thing Book brought on board.
But they never mentioned
that. So that maybe that's not it. Or maybe it is. Who knows? But so they're getting fired upon and everything. Oh no, we have to save the Discovery. Wink, wink. Then we get the crew that's being held. They're being all corralled like in the ready room or whatever.
Yeah.
And they stack up all the chairs where they're not allowed to sit. It's so weird, right? Maybe they can use the chair as a weapon. Maybe that's why. But like, you see all the chairs like piled up.
No, you're going to have to stand the whole time.
No sitting for you.
We got you guys.
So then we see what's his face. Remember that guy that was on that one ice planet? He's back.
Yeah, the Andorian.
No, remember the other guy, the pirate guy.
Oh, the pirate guy, yeah.
The outlaw dude.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, you should have killed me when you had the chance, but I guess he's hanging all up.
But they don't have technology to fix that.
Give me Robo Hand.
I know.
If you're going full Star Wars like they've been doing this season, give me Robo Hand.
Yeah.
Whatever. Stupid, but he's like all messed up fingers. I'm like, yeah. Because he's talking crap. I'd be like, at least I can give high fives.
Looks like I snapped my fingers.
Yeah, at least I can do this. Can you do this?
Yeah, 3 fingers at the same time.
So he's talking crap, and he's like, oh, you lost the ship. He's just being, because remember, he was being kind of a creep with her. Remember when they first met on that planet? Oh, yeah, you look like you're pretty sturdy. I'm like, oh, I'm getting bad vibes from this guy. So how did the Osira find this guy? I guess because, I don't know. It's so stupid how all these people end up meeting again.
Oh, of course.
Whatever.
Don't explain it.
So he's like, oh, you guys are captured and blah, blah, blah. You're not getting out of here. Osira said, you guys aren't to be harmed, but you're staying here. But they sent a bunch of guards in there and now they're captured. Okay, whatever. Then we get to, remember how Book talked about that secret sub-network slip drive thing?
Like that. It's kind of like a
shortcut.
Shortcut, yeah. Like
but it's
portals.
dangerous.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of debris and stuff in there. So he's like flying through there and he's like, oh, this is not even the couriers like using it. Even though it was made for us, like we've discovered it, we don't even like using it because it's so dangerous. Yeah. And they're flying through there, they're getting hit by debris, and I guess their shields are down to 20%.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my god, one more hit, they're dead. And you know how the ship can transform?
It goes a little crazy this episode.
Yeah, it literally like goes like in a straight line, like it's more like an arrow shape. That's not Trek. When I see that, I don't feel Trek at all.
And then the thing is, I know it's an alien ship, and I understand that in the future, but still, it's like...
It doesn't feel like Trek. It doesn't. It really doesn't. But they're able to get through there, and they pop out. And then they're like, oh, we got to... they're back at the Federation headquarters. Like, oh, we got another ship signature. It's Mr. Booker.
And he's like, what the heck's going on?
Okay, so if the Discovery is being attacked, Booker's ship is separate. Why weren't they together at the like? Why would they be chasing each other? Like then he's like, there's something really up. So he's super like, okay, we're going to just basically get everyone ready. He's kind of like yellow alert mode right now because he's like, we can't just let them. He's like, oh, just let him in. He's like, wait till they get close enough. Have everyone have tractor beams ready, and as soon as they get in, just make the opening just big enough for the Discovery. Like, okay, that's gonna be the plan. Okay, but the thing is, Osira's on the Discovery. Yeah. He doesn't know that, though.
No, he doesn't.
We get back to Buck and Michael, and they're like, oh, we need to get back onto Discovery somehow. And they decide to just fly right up its bunghole.
I know, right?
Sorry, Discovery, we're going in dry. See, they just slam into the freaking cargo bay.
And it's so funny. So they must not have their shields on because they went through. But I'm like, see, but this would have made more sense if they didn't upgrade their shielding, but they did.
So they just slam on through. At the speeds they were going, wouldn't they have like kept going through the ship? You know what I'm saying? Like they were going pretty damn fast.
I know, it didn't make no sense.
So they just slam on in there. I'm like, oh damn, they just.
Because the problem is, if you even stopped abruptly like that, it would crush them because the ship would the force of it, just physics.
So the Discovery made it inside the. Doesn't it look all dark and scary?
Oh god, yeah.
Remember when they first got in there? It was all bright and like kind of nice looking. Now it's all super scary looking. So it's inside that little force field where Federation headquarters is, and we get to that bad guy dude. I don't even remember his name. So he's the one running security. The dude they found on the ice planet. So he has like his regulators, and they're going to be the ones like securing the ship and securing the hostages and everything. Then we get new character. Doctor guy.
Yeah.
He's in like a wheelchair type.
I'm getting Pike. I mean, literally, like, come on, really? But in the year 3100, they don't have a cure for that. I mean, seriously.
He does mention that he has a genetic disease. They don't say what it is, but he can he can't walk. Yeah. Again, give me some robo legs. I want AT-AT legs from Star Wars. I can walk around.
Wouldn't that be funny? He's all like this.
That'd be so cool. So they're bringing him in. And he's going to study the spore drive. And then Osira's like, you're going to figure this out, this work. He's like, yeah, I go, he's a pure scientist. He's like, I can't believe this is 900 years old. He goes, there must have been the golden age of technology if they had stuff like this. He goes, but I can't find a way to I can't replicate this.
Yeah,
like,
how did they make it work? Yeah, well, he's like,
yeah, Osira doesn't care. Figure it out. Yeah. Then, but he's starting to think, I'm going to talk to Stamets, like, because we're both scientists. That's probably the best way to talk to him. And so he's probably going to take the mind control thing off.
Because he's not a bad person.
He's not a bad person, but you're working for a bad guy.
Yeah, you are.
So we get back to Buck and Michael. They're on the ship, and he's like, "Hey, I got a life science scrambler thingy," and I'm like, "Oh, how could they not know there's two people on the ship already?" Someone explained this to me. Since the fire suppression systems are online, it can't read live signatures. Wouldn't you want to read live signatures during a fire?
Wouldn't it amp up, not amp down?
Yeah. So, okay, that'd be like a firefighter going to a building and you have like a thing that can scan for life signs. Well, we better turn them off.
That's so dumb. Yeah, I know, right? Who needs that at the most critical time? See, that makes it maybe on a clean on ship because they say you die in honor and all that, but why would this happen?
Why? Okay, instead of the life signs not being able to read because there's a fire suppression system, the damage inside the cargo bay was so extensive, life signs or the sensors are all broken down there.
Wouldn't that have been better? No. Can't write that line.
Oh, there's a leak on the ship that landed, and it's leaking radiation, and it's interfering with the life signatures.
Did they explain it? Yes, but it was stupid.
It's a stupid explanation.
It's a stupid explanation. That makes it even worse.
Yeah, not saying anything would have been better. So Michael, he only has one of these things. So Michael's going to have the scrambler thing, and he's like, hey, they're going to be looking for a pilot. Let them capture me.
That's a good point.
You know the ship better than I do. So you're going to be able to sneak around and do your thing better than me. And then, of course, they get die loves you and everything. So
but the thing I don't like, he says, only you could do this.
Okay, it has to be you, Michael. You have to save the day.
You didn't have to say that. You were fine the first time. They always got to give that praise.
You gotta uplift Michael. So that's the plan. Okay, kind of a decent plan. Fucking robots. These stupid I'm going to call them droids because they're straight out of Star Wars. They're the stupid little droids that were fixing the Mando ship when he landed.
You know what I want to do? I want them to pick a piece of metal and hit the other one in the head because that's what droids do in Star Wars.
And they're cute.
Yeah,
but they're fucking cute. Trek it's form over it's function over form in Trek.
Yeah.
See, in Star Wars you can do form. Oh, make it funny, make it cute, make it have a personality.
Fits Star Wars.
But these little cutesy things are like putting out the fires, and I don't like them one effing bit. Then we get back to Federation headquarters, and that's when Admiral figures out, he's like, every ship, arm up. Target the Discovery.
Because I guarantee she's on the Discovery.
He's like, what's it called? The Vetress? Is that the name of the ship? And he's like, what's it doing out there? Nothing. She wouldn't just be sitting there. He's like, oh crap, she's on the Discovery. Yeah. Arm everyone. Target Discovery. Here's the thing. Why not just take out its propulsion systems?
I know they don't want to damage the spore drive, but you gotta take a chance at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's at that point they're already inside. They go, we let them inside. Basically, why did we do that?
So he's like, get ready, we might have a visitors. Okay, so I think they're gonna come over and they're gonna negotiate. We get back to the to the captured people, and they're just kind of like, this is where they're tapping and stuff and trying to talk to each other.
And they were like eye blinking earlier. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they bring in Book, and they all see Book like, oh, if there's Book here, where's Michael? But they're not. Of course, they're not stupid enough to say anything. So he knows what's his face. Oh, of course they're jawing at each other.
Do you think if Tilly was like on the ship for like a week, you think she would have said? I think she would have. Old Tilly. So
then Tilly looks at him, and she's like, with kind of low mouths, where's Michael? Then he's like. She's like, out there. So, okay, that's a decent plan. Michael's out and about running around trying to save the ship. Then some dude is trying to steal badges. Remember that wall of all the people who've died?
Yeah.
He's trying to steal their badges.
So weird. Probably to sell them, but still. Because it's old technology.
For a second, I thought this was the doctor because it's the guy with the beard.
I thought it was. I go, but why is he walking? I lied. I can walk.
He doesn't study up. Oop, I've been lying this whole time.
I just wanted to get some sympathy. Like, they're going to care.
So it's just some random guy. And then Michael's like, hey, buddy. And he's like, run by and hits him. What? Why do that? Like, she does like a weird slide, like nut punch or something. It's really weird. Then they start kind of struggling, and she gets him like in a triangle lock on his throat.
I guess it's a lock.
It's like a real UFC, like I've seen it before. But this guy pulls a knife and stabs her like right in her thigh.
Oh gosh, that would hurt so
and
bad.
I mean, it's down to the hilt. So it probably hit her bone.
Oh yeah, believe me, it's pretty graphic. I don't know if I'd show it. It's pretty gruesome.
It's not as bad as other gruesome things, but there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And Michael chokes him out, and then she has to pull the knife out. Of course, that hurts like a mother effer. So now she's hobbling.
Yeah, they actually show what would happen if you got stabbed in there. You're not going to be walking well. You're going to be in a lot of pain.
So yeah, she steals his badge. So now she has like some of the comms. So she's kind of like monitoring their comm systems. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, oh, I got to get moving. And she's Mrs. Hobbles now. How in the F does she get around and no one not notice? So there's like a blood trail everywhere.
Yeah, you're going to see the blood trail. That's what I was thinking too.
So we get back to Federation headquarters, and he's like, well, they're getting a hail from the Discovery, and he's like, what's going to be, what's her face? So Sarah. Then she's online, and then they start to, she's talking and she's like, "Oh, I'm here to talk in peace." And he's like, "You hijacked one of my ships. I don't know where my crew is, where my officers are, and you want me just to talk to you? Yeah. Oh, I assure you they're safe." He's like, "I want to talk to them." "Oh, they're going to be on shuttles and we're sending them over." He's like, "That's not good enough."
Yeah, he goes, "Yeah, but the main crew's going to be my hostages." Well, it's like, well, what?
Yeah, you come to negotiate with a gun to my head.
Yeah.
So they're kind of having this back and forth, and they're talking about, "Oh, we know what you have. We're running out of lithium. You have this spore drive. We can share it. We can." And then like, I don't know. She's trying to talk peace, but you can't do peace at the end of a gun.
Especially not from what they've done.
They've done a lot of stuff.
A lot of bad stuff.
So this is when I was thinking, like, oh God, is Admiral gonna like agree? Is he gonna like,
No, it's not that I have to think that in this series,
But I guess it was nice to kind of think something bad was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Don't the Jeffrey tubes look so much like cooler now? Oh, remember how gray and flat they were in
I don't know. Even in Voyager, they got a little more colorful. Not this
is like a Disney ride. Look how cool it looks. Yeah. So Michael made her way to a Jeffrey's tube, and then I guess you can just materialize your weapon from your wrist.
But that's so.
Why weren't they doing that earlier?
I don't know.
So she gets there her gun, and then I guess she put the super low setting just to kind of cauterize the wound.
Yeah.
So it's like
she did a Rambo move.
Yeah. Or remember in Predator 2 when he had to make that little.
Oh God.
He's all like ah. So this is pretty much like
she's screaming, not like you really would scream if you're doing that. That would be a lot of pain.
So she like opened up a sub network thing. Oh, she's gonna talk to like the Admiral. She's gonna do something. She sent a message to her mom. Do you think they're gonna show up and help?
No, as I said, maybe the first she said Mayday, which maybe she's trying to get help from the Vulcans, but then
wouldn't that be cool if everyone shows up and they help the Federation in the end?
That'd be so cool.
They use the last of the dilithium to make their way there.
Yeah, why not, guys? We were all once allies.
I think that's probably what's going to happen. I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. That'd be cool.
Well, funny, it's the Romulans that are doing it, not the Vulcans.
It's all of them because they're together now. So they should all be together. And you have one. We need a good space battle. We haven't had a decent space battle in this whole entire show.
God, none of the new Star Trek stuff.
You want the most amazing space battle I've ever seen in my freaking life? The last episode of Orville.
Well, the one with Identity. It wasn't the last, but that was a
Identity part. Yeah, that battle was ridiculous. We need something like that.
I need even McFarlane says, you know what? I'm going to retweet the space battle again because it was so amazing. They did such a great job.
So freaking awesome. We've had the Discovery sit completely still and it get wrapped up and it doesn't do anything. Yeah. We need movement. I want some damn space battles.
No, when we get moving, we get Booker's ship turning and twisting stupidly. That's what we get.
So she says a last second message to her mom saying, this might be the last time you ever hear from me. And, I love you. And maybe hopefully I see Dad again, all the kind of goodbye things if I die. But then she's going to start getting found out because they're going to, that little blocker thing, it was only going to last so long.
Yeah.
And they know that guy got knocked out. So now they're going to start figuring out, okay, there's one loose on the ship. We get back to Federation headquarters. She transports in, and she's like, "Oh, where's the president?" "Oh, the president said you can talk to me." So, is there a president?
I'm sure there is.
Is it a Madam President?
But oh yeah, no, right? Another thing too, my goodness, is even in this episode, is every security officer has to be a woman every single time.
Yep, and they're always gonna be like 5 foot nothings.
Yeah.
These little tiny itty bitty little tiny.
Yeah, they don't look like Dune from Star Wars. You can say, oh, she could be a security officer. No, she just.
So these little nothings. Then he's like, no, you're going to talk with me. And I do like how the Admiral's like, okay, there's going to be no violence. But he tells the security officer, but if violence does break out, you can do whatever you need to do. I kind of like how he said that in front of him, like, yeah, my dudes are going to kill your dudes if you try anything.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, of course. She's trying to be like, I'm the biggest, baddest bitch in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So they're going to go have their negotiations. So, it's just the Admiral and Osira. Mm-hmm. And they're just standing outside. It's like, I got my boys at the door and you got your boys and it's just leaning against
We're all packing. We're all ready.
We're all tapping our faces.
We're all ready. 1 second. When this one little twitch man's going to be on.
Things are going to go down. Then we get back to the captured people. I kept forgetting about them.
Because I didn't care.
They're so forgettable.
Oh my goodness.
So it's Tilly and them, and that's when they start doing the tapping thing. And like, the guy's like, no communication. He like steps on the dude's hand. And then they start like,
He tells him, well, you told us you weren't supposed to hurt us, but...
He's like, but I know you guys are talking, no communicating. This part is... It's a little cringe. I went like... because the acting was bad.
That's probably the worst part of the episode.
The acting was so bad.
It was elementary level.
Because after the guy stomps on his fingers to tell him to stop tapping, he starts tapping again. And the security guy is like, you gotta stop doing that. Then one of the other ladies, this brunette, who is this?
I don't know.
Because I remember there was a blonde...
What happened to her?
That took the place of the robot lady, is that her? Did she change her hair? I don't even know. And guess
Maybe.
what? I don't even care.
I don't know.
She's like, I don't want to die here. And then the other lady, Detmer's like, you guys need to stop doing that. You're going to like cause trouble. And then the black lady's like, yeah, what do you want to do about it? And it's like, oh God.
Detmer was the worst of the two.
Detmer, no, the thing, if we're in a jail cell, let's fake a fight. Then when the guard comes in, we're going to beat up the guard. How many times have you seen that? Hundreds of times.
100 times in movies and cinema.
Video games, comic books.
Yeah.
It's that same exact gag.
Yeah.
So they pretend to start a fight. Then he's like, everyone calm down. And then they all turn on the guard and they beat him up.
Yeah.
Then Booker's like, what the hell was that? It's like, oh, that was Morse code. It's, Starfleet Academy, basic 101, basically what you do if you're captured or whatever. And he's like, what you were saying? I tell them to keep tapping. So it's like a little stupid joke in the middle of the serious
I know,
situation.
it doesn't make any sense. I know. I mean, Booker wouldn't know because he might not know about Morse code. What's that?
And then, like, Booker's like, my man.
Yeah.
So they had to figure a way to get out of this place. So now they got their badges. They're able to go over the comms. And I do like how Tilly was like, Detmer, what's her face? Get that back door open. There's a maintenance hatch there. Let's start getting in. Grab these weapons. So she's starting to be a little bit of a leader, which I kind of like. I like that.
Yep.
Then the Andurian guy, he's smart. So he's going to be able to like get this door open, scramble some things. So he's going to be the one who's really doing like the science part of what they need to do to get out of this room. Because if they step out of that room, they're dead. So he needs to find a way to get them
Yeah,
to
he's trying to figure out a
sneak.
plan. Yeah.
We get to the negotiations, which is the best part of the episode.
Yeah.
They sit down at this table, and then she's like, why do you have this hollow here? He's like, it's to see if you're lying or not, because it can like sense your facial features.
Again, I don't mind the hollow, but why do they have to be so basic? Why can't they have feelings and emotions, or at least simulate that?
The EMH on Voyager had more
personality.
These things are like, I'm Robot Man.
I know I talk about it all the time, but it just bothers me.
It bothers me.
Because it's 900 years in the future. This should be super
She's
personality.
indistinguishable.
Yeah, from humans.
But he basically explains that to her, and then she's like, kind of like talking about the hologram and everything. He's like, what the hell do you want? You came here on a stolen ship, hijacked my crew. You must want something. Then she sits at the table. Well, I want peace. And he's like, what the hell? Like that goes, that's one hell of a way to ask for peace.
Yeah.
You could have came without doing this.
Oh, yeah.
And asked for peace instead of hijacking my crew. But then she starts to do kind of like a compelling argument, because when she's saying, I want peace, I don't want any more fighting, the hologram's like, yeah, she's not lying. So I do believe she wants peace.
But on her terms.
But guess what? But I want everyone to be in line, but I got to be on top.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what someone wants peace too is Palpatine, too.
Yeah.
On his terms, okay?
So now they're going to have this negotiation, and they kind of have a back and forth about, lots of mistakes were made, and we can come together. You have a spore drive, and if we can get that to everyone, we can bring peace to the galaxy. And she starts talking about, like, we need to open up trade routes and everything, but it's like, that's not really the Federation. But does the Federation need to adapt to survive in this future? See, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
But it's her. That's the problem. This was done by at least a somewhat normal society that had spaceships. Yeah, but we're not talking that.
Again, this is the moral quandaries, which I like. Just like in the Orville, they would talk about the peace between their Federation of planets and like the Mocklans that still build weapons, that still have war, that still subjugate some of their own people. But what can we do?
But in some point, the Federation, I think that's a great analogy, because the Federation's like Orville in that sense. They have to depend on other people now.
Yeah.
See, the Federation didn't have to do that before because they had their own weapons, their own things.
So do they turn a blind eye? But then it'll make overall more peace. But it's like the Empire.
Yeah.
I brought peace to my empire.
I know, and this Admiral's thinking, I don't know about that.
See, he's kind of going back and forth. I was thinking, oh my God, is he gonna like agree? I kept thinking that.
But this is good tension though.
I do. The best part's the negotiations.
Yeah.
Because that felt like real Trek.
Yeah.
We get back to that one dude, and he's like, yeah, well, those people aren't. Check on the hostages. They're not being. The guards aren't checking in. So send people down there. So now they're like, crunch time. They found Michael. She's in Jeffrey tube number 273. Send a bunch of people up there. So, man, I'm like, she's crippled. They're sending a bunch of guys after her. She's just one lady. I don't even know how the hell she's going to survive this. So, Michael's had to come up with something. She comes with a plan. Again, it's another stupid plan, but whatever. We get to the doctor guy, and this is interesting too, because again, it's another moral quandary.
Yeah.
I love these. These are the ones where, oh, what if I can save 1 billion lives, but I got to sacrifice 1 million?
Yeah.
Do you do it?
Yeah, because they talked about, I guess, on this planet,
well, first he's like, let me take that thing off your head, so we can just talk scientist to scientist. Yeah. So, and of course, Stamets is a scientist. I'm an engineer scientist. I'm a scientist. Can't we just talk about this like elevated minds? But here's the thing, like Stamets, like I'm chained to how am I supposed to talk to you like a a gentleman's talk about science and what we should do when I'm chained to a wall and you're gonna freaking kill me? So it's like, this is such a weird way to try to have a peace talk.
Yeah.
But they kind of start talking back and forth, and he's like, because Thanos wants to get back to that planet. He's like, because he knows that he has these little dots behind his ears, and that's what you do when you have children. So he's like, oh, so how's your children? It's like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I see that you had that. Then Andurian, so your wife, your partner.
No, I remember the Orion.
Yeah. So he did. I like how they don't say husband or wife. They just say partner because whatever. He's like, so you have children. He's like, yeah, I never thought I would have children of my own, but it's such a wonderful thing. He's like, yeah, children are wonderful too, because I have a partner. I have a child. He doesn't have a child, but it's Adira.
Or he asks him, do you have a kid? He goes, yeah, I have a child.
Yeah. So I do like the fact that he sees Adira as
that's actually
like
sweet.
A daughter, like a child. I literally like that. We were saying that from the beginning. I'm like, that's cute. That's loving. I like that. And he's like, I want to save them. Whatever we're talking about, I don't care, but we need to, because they're in that neighborhood and they're dying. But this other doctor doesn't care. He keeps talking about the spore drive. He's like, man, you can help us. We can free the galaxy if everyone has this, but you're giving it to an evil person.
Osiris, if you believe Osiris, you're an idiot. You know how ruthless she is. You're an idiot if you think she's going to share that technology with everyone.
But he's like, you're seeing her in only one line. She's done good. My family was on one of the traitor planets, and I had a genetic disease and I was dying. They begged her. She didn't have to take me in, but she did. And look at me now. I'm a scientist. And I'm trying to help people. So she does have good in her. But here's the thing. I'm sure Hitler helped people too.
Yeah.
The trains ran on time in Germany, didn't they?
Yeah.
But is it worth?
No.
Because they enslaved planets.
Well, but the thing is, she has great instinct. She probably saw something in him that she could use later.
Use them.
Yeah. People like that think like that.
So there you go. You got your moral quandary. So what's this doctor guy supposed to do? This lady saved me. Yeah. Am I supposed to not be grateful?
Yeah. And then this one he mentions this one planet we used some pesticides that saved it, but they had to cost another planet. He goes, yeah, and then Stamets goes, but that killed millions of people.
So funny. The other doctor's like, yeah, that was a good thing. He's like, she used it to hold that planet hostage and threaten them with famine. Yep. See, yeah, she got rid of those parasites, but then it was like, now you owe me one. Yep. That's not what scientists do.
No.
And I can understand, you have to make your money back and stuff like that. I do get that.
But this is different.
They're saying, I'm going to let you starve to death?
No, this is a gangster move, okay?
So she's acting like a freaking heavy. Yeah. And then this guy's starting to kind of see that side of it, but you also see the side of there's probably planets where all they did was help and they didn't strong arm them. So what about those planets? Are they supposed to say no? What if a planet was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but they take slaves and stuff.
But the problem is the evil doesn't outweigh the good.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
The ends, again, very, very dire circumstances do the ends justify the means.
Yeah.
Very dire.
And in Star Trek, that would be applied like the Dominion War, where like it was like on their planet.
Yeah,
okay,
they were the Earth and they want to kill everybody.
Yeah.
But this is not it. We can find another way.
Yep.
So, but he's like, no, once we get the spore drive to everyone, we can free everyone. We can all be free. We'll be free of dilithium. But who's to say they're going to share this?
That's what I said about Osiris. She's not going to share it. Dude, you're stupid if you think that. He really believes she's going to share it.
Because she showed mercy to him.
But that doesn't mean anything.
But I like that. That's a very Trek thing. Yeah. And I like that.
But this is why this might be the best episode so far.
Because we haven't seen the last one yet. Get back to Michael, and she's like crawling around, like trying to like figure out, oh my god, what am I gonna do? They're gonna come kill me. The rest of the officers are like working the comms and everything, so now they know where Michael is, so they can hear her, and they know, okay, she's alive, but they know that they're sending a bunch of regulators after her. So like, oh my god, what's she gonna do? Yeah. She starts tying herself off to like a one of the posts down there. I'm like, okay, what is she doing? What's going on? She starts to shoot like something on the wall. I'm like, okay, what's this? Like, it looks like a laser tag thing where you go to score points.
Yeah,
doesn't it look like
ding,
that?
Ding, ding.
She's like, I get a high score before I die. One of the ladies sees her. I see her. Then tries to like grab her, but I guess this thing was a fire suppression system. And when it goes off to take out the fire, it just opens up and like pulls everyone out.
I don't think it would do that.
Wouldn't the computer read life science and not do that? I don't know.
All that she had to do is go, stop doing this. Like she was doing something else. You took safeties
Override.
off. There you go. Then it would do that.
Michael Burnham, science officer, code, remove things.
Safeties.
Oh, safeties removed. Evacuate Jeffrey's tube. Safeties removed. Evacuate safety tube, Jeffrey tubes.
And then there are these two legs. They're stuck in there. Oh my goodness, they start to run out. Then it opens up. We just solved that whole problem.
So the computer doesn't care if there was 100 people in those Jeffrey tubes trying
Remember,
to
this
fix
is a computer that's sentient.
and it's super smart.
Yeah.
So she starts to shoot it, and then it goes off, and it sucks that lady out. And again with the gruesomeness, you see her floating out in space, and she's all like dead, and her body part starts falling apart. It's gross. I don't like seeing like that. But it's still pulling Michael out, and the little belt she's had starts to rip. Would it really start to rip?
No.
It was just another tension thing.
Yeah.
But then the door shut, and then Michael, they see the crew hears that Michael's still alive, and like, hooray, Michael's alive.
But know what's so weird about that? Oh, and his shoes get ripped.
Yeah, she pulls her shoes off.
And then the first thing you said, I was thinking this too, is Die Hard.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. They're going to shoot the glass.
Is she gonna have to walk over the glass?
Hans Gruber shows up.
Yeah, I know, right? Super weird. Why? And she ain't wearing no socks? That's gross. I'm sorry. You need to wear socks with your damn shoes. That's nasty. That's some ghetto stuff. You put some damn socks on. So they find out Michael's still alive, and they're like, hooray-sies. So the other guy is all pissed off because they killed one of his regulators, and then straight out of Die Hard, she gets on the comms, and she says, ho, 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 I have a machine gun now. But she's like, oh, looks like you're going to have to send more regulators after me. Again, and then yippee-ki-yay, mother effer.
I know, right?
It was so Die Hard. I laughed at like, okay, that's ridiculous.
And she's on the comm. You could see that, and you could transfer it with Bruce Willis with the freaking walkie-talkie. It's the same exact thing.
It's the same exact kind of scene. Jonathan Frakes, why the Die Hard reference?
Yeah.
Why?
Franks, you did so good with some of the dialogue here, really, for the first time in this series, and then you do this. It was just all wacky.
Little wacky.
God, the whole outer space part is just bleh in this episode.
So Michael's like, since she did heal her leg, she's able to like walk a little better, but it's still like Tiny Tim, she's still kind of bouncing around.
Hey, you want to get some shoes? I need some shoes.
Go to the replicator, I need me some new boots. And this is a weird scene.
Oh, yeah.
We get back to negotiations and they bring in some food. Like it's a charcuterie board or whatever the hell, how the hell you say that. That's all the fruits and vegetables. I don't like this Osiris lady. Oh, you can tell that this isn't a real apple. Oh, it's not like that. He's like, then the animal's like, I never had a real apple. I've only ever had synthesized food. Then he says, he should have said this is the line, it's made from our S word. He says the S word. So he's like, yeah, all of our waste is broken down to its molecular level, and we use that to basically use all resources. Why didn't he just say waste? Why did he have to say the S word?
I know, stupid. That was the only thing that was off-putting that he said, like, that was not a Star Trek, that wasn't a Starfleet thing.
So after they had snack time, they sit back down and start having some more conversation. And he's like, are you really serious about this peace thing? And then, she's like, yes, there was what was it, Deep Space, like 80 something?
Yeah, they have 187.
When's the last time you've been out there?
100 years.
Like, not a long time. It's been like 89 years, 100 years. They have a trading post there. They've been trading with us for like 97 years. And they're prosperous. And they have trade routes. And then she starts talking about capitalism. Because the evil people want capitalism. So capitalism is evil.
But at least it's coming from the bad guy.
See, here's the thing. The reason why people are like, oh, truckers, a socialist dream. Because there's abundant resources.
That's not socialism.
As soon as you have infinite resources, there's no need for capitalism, you freaking idiots. Socialism is controlling the resources. Yeah. But when there is no control over the resources, you can't have socialism.
It actually would be almost like a quasi-utopianism.
Yeah, it's beyond that. Because socialism is about distributing wealth, but if there's nothing to distribute, it's not socialism.
Yeah.
So whatever, you're an idiot if you think Trek is socialism, you're just a low IQ moron. Anyways, but he's like, well, some of your trade routes trade in things that are used for slavery, that are used for genetic mutations, used for things that are against everything that the Federation stands for.
Oh, yeah, and she says, oh, well, on the charter goes, oh, really? What about the fact that you've actually attacked 50 pre-war planets? Yeah. And use them as slaves, too.
Yeah, you're doing things. If you want to be part of the Federation, there's stuff that you've been doing that we cannot sign off on. No. But she's like, well, what about this? Well, we won't do it anymore. But that doesn't stop or change what you did.
But you have to show good faith, and you got to stop. And then we'll talk about it.
But here's the thing, though. Could she go to those planets and tell those people that roll over those planets, oh, you got to stop rolling over those planets?
I seriously doubt it.
Do you think they'll listen? Or are they going to just fracture off and do what they want to do?
Matter of fact, they might even kill her.
Here's the thing. See, that's what happens when you build this ruthless kind of world.
Well, it's a similarity when Giorgio went back to the Terran Empire. they'll just kill you. They're not going to think about that. They're not going to say, oh yeah, let's join the Federation and become peaceful. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
But I thought this was super funny because he's like being an asshole, and I love it. They get word of like Michael Burnham being on the ship and getting killing that lady, Frozen. And then the Admiral's like, oh, it looks like one of your crew members took a spacewalk with that suit on. What an asshole. I love it. That's
no, I'm loving this Admiral. I thought he was, so far, just keep him the way he is. Don't not change him.
Oh, that's really strange that one of your people would do that. What a jerk. So now Osara's like, damn, they're basically escaping around the ship. And he's like, well, here you go. How about this? She like wrote up this Accords.
Yeah, and I want you to read it.
Here, and it's basically, she's giving up. We're not going to do slavery anymore. Already passed a proposal to outlaw it. I have support with our citizens, and we're going to pass a resolution to no more human trafficking, slave trade, or anything. I'm like, but, and then the doctor guy is like, yeah, she's telling the truth. So, do you think she would really do it? I don't know.
But again, like you were saying earlier, on her terms. That's the problem.
And stuff like we're going to stop using like those because they were using like chemicals on planets. Oh, we're going to stop all of that. So we can be a united federation. And I'm like, damn, she might be serious about peace because she's out of the lithium. She will lose her empire.
Yeah.
She'll lose everything.
Yeah, she will.
But so the Admiral's like, I'm going to need time to read through this because it's like a long thing. I wonder if it's actually all printed out somewhere. Because I actually wouldn't mind reading that.
I know it'd be interesting to read all the finer points.
But then she's like, fine, take your time. But when she turns her back, look how worried she is.
She knows they're
kind of rubbing her hands.
Yeah, because you know they're taking over the ship again.
So we get back to the officers and like, okay, grab these weapons. And Mandarin's like, hey, I can't mask your signatures, but what I can do is I can multiply them.
So there'll be 3,000 signatures.
Yeah, so you'll basically be able to hide in the fog of war, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's super cool. So as soon as that goes on, they're not going to be able to track them.
So it's only a 1.5% chance they'll find you. Say, hey, you got good odds here.
Then Book is going to stay in that room.
They detain them.
Basically to draw them in there, buy them time. Then Tilly's like, you can't do that. He's like, no, you're the best chance to save Michael. You and your crew, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to save Michael because he loves her. Okay, that's nice. Then the Andorian guy's like, I'm staying too because all of them are doing something right now. They're trying to save the ship, and I can't just sit here. I got to do something.
This is the first time in his life he's seen people doing things that
bravery.
are bigger than themselves.
And he's lived the whole life that the Federation's a bunch of the boogeyman.
Yeah, and he was the complete opposite.
He's seeing real courage.
Yeah.
So he's going to stay there with Book, and they're going to ride or die because they be buddies, man. They're war buddies. And that's cool because they were in that little slave camp together.
Yeah, and after that 3 weeks, they kind of got like a bond.
Yeah, they bond. So that's super cool. I like that. Then we get back to that guy, and he's like, what's going on? He starts seeing all the different life signs. He's like, okay, send everyone in there. We got to take these people out. Wow. I thought this was... Then they get all the officers get into a room. They beat up a bunch of the bad guys. And so they start slowly kind of working their way back out. Yeah. Get back to Stamets and the other doctor, and they're just having that conversation. And he's like, Stamets like, no, whatever you think Cyrus is going to do, I don't trust it because I've seen what this lady's done. And he's talking about again the pesticides, talking about slavery. He's like, no.
And he goes, yeah, you might think she's a good person, and that might be true, but also she's done very bad things too. You have to put that in the factor.
She may not, again, everything, and you look at her, she's more than she seems. Then there's times she's exactly what she seems like.
Yeah.
A warlord. Then he's like, there's that Nexus cloud. My partner's down there. My child's down there. We have to save them. They're going to die. But this guy isn't buying into that. But he can see that he's starting to get more concerned because he is a decent man. He just so happens to be working for an evil ass person.
Because they're the one that have the resources.
Yeah. And I love this back and forth because I do like the fact that how Stamets wasn't swayed in any way.
No.
He wasn't going to fall in because he wants to save his husband. He wants to save Adira. And he knows once she gets this jump drive and everything, and they talked about how you can't work it without me. What was it?
No, it's in my tardigrade. It's in my DNA.
It's in my DNA. He's like, oh, we can synthesize it. He's like, I tried. And he's like, no, we have better technology. We can replicate it. We can regrow this DNA. And he's like, but if you can't, you're going to have to kill me. It's like, oh, no, we're not going to do that. But I'm thinking, Syra would totally just kill him.
Yeah. And he goes, and if you can't, because he's telling her, because he knows he wouldn't do it, but he knows Osira would do, and he's telling him that.
And Osira, I guarantee this how it'll go. Doctor's like, we can't replicate the data. And it's like, and again, the only way we can do it is to kill him, and I don't want to do that.
And she's going to shoot him.
She's going to go, either you do it, or I find someone who will.
Yeah. And basically, she's gonna tell you leave the room. Like she,
Or do you think she'll threaten his family? I'll
That
kill
could be
your wife and your partner and that because she's a monster.
She doesn't care.
So he's like thinking about it, but then Michael breaks in, boom, 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 stuns everybody, and gets Stamets out. So I'm like, okay, she saved him. We get back to the Book and then Dorian guy, and they're just ready for, okay, so these doors get open to start shooting.
They do a little fist pump, basically. We got you, dude.
We're gonna go out like bros. The way this sound is this silly.
Oh my!
It's like a pew.
Well, just give me the old Starfleet sound. Just that, you know. Just
but it's more like a
pew.
Yeah, it's like a weird, crappy pew sound.
Like stupid Buck Rogers sounding.
So they're having their little firefight, and Stamets is like, "Okay, get ready. I'm getting ready to jump. We have to get back to that nebula. We gotta save Hugh. We gotta save Adira." And she's like, we got them some radiation pills that are gonna last a little longer." Goes, a few more hours longer? It's not like they're gonna be able to last days down there. Then he's like, think about it, think about me, think about it. He's like, Adira's down there with him.
Yeah, she's not on the ship, she's on the thing, and he says, "That's my daughter, that's my husband."
That's basically like his family.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm doing this." And then Michael's like, "I can't let you do that. Osira gets you, everything's dead. Yeah. Not only is Adira and Hugh gonna die, we're all gonna die.
Because their people are still on the ship, so what difference does it mean to go over there? They're still gonna be on the ship.
They're gonna kill everybody."
Yeah, you can't.
And he's like trying to, "Michael, you're not stopping me." And then she nerve pinches him.
Yeah, the Vulcan neck pinch.
And it breaks her heart because he's not trying to be a bad person. He wants to save his family.
But this is not the time for that.
We get back to the negotiations, and she's like obsessed with this hologram. And she's like,
I think she wants to learn how to beat it.
Yeah.
She's trying to figure out what can I do to beat this. Like, it's a challenge to her.
She's like, "Who's it based after?" He's like, "Nobody. It's just a random thing." She's like, "Oh, of course it'd be someone who's non-threatening and just like, because he totally looks like the guy that would help you with your taxes." That's
yeah. He's just like that buddy I've down the street, that kind of friend.
"Hey, guy, I'm going to have a cookout on the weekend. You want to come over?" He looks
let's go watch the ball game together. That kind of guy.
He does sort of look like that. Then, he finished reading and he's like, these accords, I'm impressed. You gave a lot of concessions. And I respect that. Then he's like, "But I got a question. Who's going to be the head of this?" And then she's like, "Well, it can't be me because of my reputation. But what if it was a scientist?" Like, "Oh, she's going to have that scientist guy do it." But he's like, "This scientist, is he going to just be a puppet for you?" She's like, "Of course not." The guy's like, "She's lying."
I love that. She's lying through her teeth.
Oh, it had a glitch. No, honey. You were lying. You're going to be the head of this.
Yeah, and you wanted so beat the CMH, and he finally got you on the line.
Like, "Oh, you got found out." So he's like, this scientist, this doctor has to, for this to even be, for me to sell this to the president, to the Federation.
And he's got to be autonomous too.
Autonomous. He has to be renowned, and I have to know for a fact you have zero influence and control over this man.
But he has influence over you guys.
Then she's like, "Well, I know for a fact he's this doctor and everything." So, you know what? But there's one more thing.
I'm gonna beloved the mooch.
Yeah,
just a little.
Yeah, because there's one more issue here. I love this. This is perfection. Because this is honesty and this is truth. He's like, "You want this to really work? Do you truly want peace? Do you truly want unity? You have to be charged for your crimes." "What? That's the past." It's like, "No. You have done so many things.
Yeah,
you stand trial. And then this would be such a move that the Federation will be compelled that you were willing to give up everything to bring unity and to stand trial before your peers for all your crimes."
She had to do what the Changeling did when she surrendered to the Federation.
And then she's like, "That's the past. We're talking about the future. Who cares?" I was like,
"No, the past matters."
He's like, "You can't change the past, but we can make it right." I love this guy.
So far, please do not make him bad. He's been perfect.
He's my favorite character.
Oh yeah.
Him and Saru, they're my favorite characters. Yeah. He's a badass. And the thing is, like, I know I'm asking you a lot, but I will, by you just doing this, and I will not allow them to treat you unfairly.
And you have to understand, Federation prison is not that bad. It's like a rehabilitation center. It's not like she's going to be like in, friggin' Fort Worth, like San Quentin or something.
Then he's like, I basically saying, "I will go to bat for you.
Yeah.
I will literally go to your trial with you." And I'd be like, "She gave up everything to bring this unity. So I'll like ask for leniency on the court or whatever." He's saying, "I will do this for you, but you have to stand for your
he knew
crimes."
that was, if she know, are you serious or not? This is why.
If you truly wanted peace, you would give yourself up.
Yep. She don't want peace.
That was a boss move. He should have said that. Then the sunglasses come down, bowling.
I know, and he's got the little cigarette in his mouth, the little weeds.
That was gangsta. He freaking put her in her place, and look at her face. She doesn't want that.
No, of course not.
So
She's willing to do
you
that.
know, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. You had a chance at peace and you threw it away. No, honey. But he says that too. He goes, if this is the breaking point, if this what's ruining this thing, I can live with it.
Yep.
Even if because the Federation cannot stand by and have a war criminal on and just let her walk. We can't do that. That was badass. That was Jonathan Frakes. That was awesome. That was really, really cool. Then we get back to the bridge. She's on the bridge with the guy, and then everyone got loose. She's like, "Holy crap! We lost all our hostages. We lost our spore drive
and lost Stamets."
Yeah. So
and then she's like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And the scientist, "Oh, I'm sorry." I go, "It's not your fault. It's his fault. You're just scientist.
He's security.
He's security."
And then so they obviously, I guess they caught Book and the Enduring.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see it happen. It just happened. And then he's like, he scrambled the systems. I can't scan it. He's gonna have to fix it. Then like, oh, we'll get it fixed in 5 minutes. And then the doctor guy's like, what is that supposed to mean? But now you're starting to see Osira is this evil person.
Yeah.
Then she's like, okay, doctor, I don't think you need to be on the bridge anymore. He's like, what are you talking about?
Because now he knows what she's doing. He can't deny it.
She's like, well, I'm gonna get him to unlock those codes, and you may not like it. He's like, so you can stay here or you can leave. And he's like, I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah.
Fine by you. So she basically threatens him. You're gonna do this. I'm gonna kill you. He's like, I'm not afraid of you anymore. I've seen real courage, real compassion, real friendship, real love. Something that you can never have. You can only rule by fear, but it's only for so long.
And eventually people are going to stand up to
it. People are going to stand up to you because people will find a way not to be afraid of you. I'm like, damn, boy, standing up for himself. Then she puts the gun to his head. Okay, I'm going to just kill you then. And the doctor guy's like, we don't need violence. There's another way around this. We can fix this because he's a scientist. He's trying to do, so we know he's a good man.
Yeah.
He's just working for a bad lady.
Yeah.
Then Book's like, no, don't do it. I know where a lot of the lithium is. She's like, oh, it's in that Nexus. He's like, yeah, but I know how to get through there. I can get you in there safely. Then you will have all the lithium you need. You won't need the spore drive. Then she turns to the Enduring and blasts him.
They didn't care. She got there what she needed.
Vaporizes his ass. Then look at the doctor. Look at his face. He's like, I can't.
I think the doctor realized, yeah, she's evil.
So he needs a turncoat because you need to join the Federation because you seem like a really smart dude. Then, she sits in the chair and they're going to like, okay, we need to capture the rest of those people. Yeah. And because...
And then he forced out a Book any means necessary to get those things. Because she can't trust anybody.
Yeah, give him the truth serum. We're going to figure out what he needs. Kind of a cool move here. Since Michael knocked out Stamets, she puts him like in this little forceful bubble thing and it has a beacon.
Yeah, like a static bubble.
I'm like, okay, so she's going to get him out the ship. She's like, no. You don't understand, Stamets. You have to get out of here. I know. I love Hugh. You love him. I love Adira. But this is bigger than any single one of us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But he's like, no, my family, we came to the future for you. We came for just you.
I know, but at the same time, you made that decision.
You signed up.
I signed up. This is Federation. You weren't a civilian on the ship, okay?
It's heartbreaking, but this is for the future of the Federation. Yeah. You have to.
And she set like a phaser that was going to blow up.
Yeah, like she basically sent it to
a timer.
To the timer to blow up. So basically she's going to launch him out into outer space, and then they're going to read that beacon and they're going to save him. So she basically just says, I'm sorry. And he's like screaming at her, you can't believe you did this to me. Sorry, Burrow. I know you're going to break her heart, but it's the way it has to be. So they got Stamets. He's being saved.
Yeah.
So at least they won't be able to get the spore drive.
And see, they already punched their way out of the shield, so they can't get him now. They're outside the shielding now.
So Michael gets caught by that.
And the guy goes, you shouldn't have done that. Well, I did. What are you going to do about it?
You're going to regret it. Am I? That's what I would have said to his ass. Then we get back to the officers' crew, and they knock out some guy that was in the room. And they're kind of like being like badasses. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't believe it.
They're so goofy. It's not plausible.
They open up the armory, and then I caught this. I love guns. I love firearms, and these are cool looking guns. And then Tilly's like, grab all the weapons.
Grab everything you can. We're gonna take back the ship.
Watch the scene. Does anyone grab a single weapon? No one grabs any weapons.
And seeing Kristen notice that, I didn't even notice it.
Then she's like, okay, grab everything we need. We're gonna fight our way to the bridge. And I do like how Tilly's like, time is of the essence. If one of us goes down, we keep moving.
Yeah, you have to.
We're not going back for anybody. And they all look at each other like, yeah, we got to take the bridge.
Where's been this bravery the whole time?
Then they hear some noises and they all turn around and have their guns.
I said it's a stupid cat.
I stopped it. I paused it. I rewound it. They never grabbed the guns. Not a single one of these characters grabbed a gun out of that rack.
And they all do the thing where they'll turn around and have them. Like, it's so... But when you don't grab them, it makes it look stupid.
They didn't have them on them.
I almost thought like Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So then... God, I hate this so much.
Oh, I'm tired. We're going to bring it up every time, guys.
The effing droids.
And they're all
like peeking around the corner. That's not Trek. That is one of the most un-Trek things there ever was.
If you're going to have super robots, make them robots. Make them just they do things. They're not.
They don't have eyeballs and faces.
Remember that stupid cartoon short? It's like that, doing dumb crap. They don't do that. Oh, they're going through the pipe like Bugs Bunny. No, they don't do that.
So it like shows one of the stupid old movies, so they know it's the sphere data, and I'm here to help you, Captain. Me and all my buddies. So now they have a team of little mini droids.
They're sentient. They're gonna act like Star Wars. You know what reminds me of the Tachikomas from Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah.
They're gonna act like
Tachikomas.
They're gonna be like that the whole time now. Little robots.
And they have eyeballs and faces.
And how come they weren't on the episode with Callisto when that guy went to enter Discovery when it was abandoned? Where were these little robots at? See, that's why you don't do dumb crap like that. Unless they die.
And that's the end of the episode. So now they're all going to take the bridge and all that stuff. I love the negotiation. That negotiation was a 10 out of 10. That was...
The Stamets conversation was good, too.
Stamets is good, too. That's like a 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, the negotiation was exactly what a Starfleet admiral would act like. Perfect.
Yeah, we got one more other problem. Yeah, you need to stand trial.
Because he knew I got to give him something. Then I know she's telling the truth.
And she would have said, fine.
Then there you go. Then you know she's telling the truth.
But because he knew that she wants to be the head of this. Oh, I'll send in my doctor proxy puppet, but I got to be in charge.
So I'll do the doctor one and see if she goes for that. No, then I'm going to go in the ultimate now instead of the thing. Oh, this episode was a 7.5.
Those two scenes took a 4 episode to a 7.
7.5 almost. I just wish the ship scenes were better. Besides Stamets,
so
the Tilly parts were okay.
We got one more episode. Damn, I need a space battle. Give me a fucking space battle.
I want a space battle between the Admiral Chain and the Federation. Can we get that?
What the hell's the name of her ship? The Vitress? The
Veritas,
Veritas or something? What it was, the Vitress? So I want to see flying around and shooting and Dominion War stuff. I don't want the two ships just looking at each other and doing nothing. Whatever. So, I hate the damn robots. I will hate these droids to the day I die. I will never accept them.
Even the little ones that you saw on Lower Deck, that little one Peanut. At least it was static. At least it was there. Yeah, it was sentient, but it didn't go. It didn't do little weird things like that. It didn't. Guys, that's not Star Trek.
If I showed you this thing and I erased the Starfleet symbol, like, oh, that's what episode of The Mandalorian was this?
Yeah. And put Dune in there and just rechange it, you would think this is totally Star Wars.
Whatever. But yeah, one more episode to go, and then that's the end of this series.
Yeah.
And I don't know when are there any other Trek stuff happening.
I don't think for a while. I think
there's the Nickelodeon show, and then there's season 3
of Picard.
Yeah, so there'll be season 2.
That's season 2 of Picard.
Season 2 to Picard, and then there's also on Strange Worlds. I hate that title for the Pike show.
Oh yeah.
Strange New Worlds.
And they're never gonna mention Michael Burnham ever again. She never would be mentioned.
Whatever.
That was a little dumb.
But yeah, a pretty decent episode, but we're right at the end of the line. It better be a good episode.
All I know is it's not going to be directed by Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes isn't doing the last episode. So this was probably the best Frakes episode since like in Picard, but again, that was like pure nostalgia. But yeah, this one was pretty good because the dialogue with the Admiral and with Stamets.
Again, you put that dialogue in Deep Space Nine, it belongs.
Yeah.
You put that out with Next Generation, it belongs.
Yep.
Totally. Oh, so good.